What Aaron Rodgers is listening to right now is he trying to make a decision.
I don't know about this music again.
Huh?
Is this like a new soundtrack to
No, it's the same. We just never use that one.
Is it? All
I
right.
don't know. I kind of like it as like a little outro vibe. Like if we're just kind of keeping it easy, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to
100%.
kind of fuss with them. But anyway, guys, episode 2 of Who Are These Guys? It's good to be back. Check episode
Season
1 out
2.
if you're
Season 2.
season 2.
Yeah.
What did I say? Season 1?
Well, you just said episode 2.
Oh, episode 2. Episode 2 of season 2
Yeah.
of Who Are These Guys? Z and I are back, and it's good to be back. If you're interested in watching episode 1, we don't really have like topics we really talk about. It's kind of more we're just kind of back in the groove, kind of talking about what we've been up to, what to expect on the channel, a few laughs shared, and that's really about it. With this one, as you guys can see on the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about things regarding the NBA. We're going to be talking a little bit about Aaron Rodgers and what's going on with that situation. So it should be a pretty interesting conversation. Not sure what Z's doing here.
If you know what I mean by that, then cusping.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty much it right now. That's pretty much it, and we'll get it. We'll get into that. You can do that demonstration.
Yeah, go ahead and finish your opening statement.
Z's used to that demo, by the way.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Yep. As you can tell, it's a new season. Z's not starting every episode the same with a photo. So that's actually a little bit of a breath of fresh air.
Yep. Yeah. it did get a little like predictable. Obviously, like, it didn't know what I was going to like put on there, but it was time to change it up.
Oh, yes. As you guys can see, my background's kind of cutting in and out. That's going to be fixed in the next coming episodes. You guys are going to see a new presentation, some new intro as well. That's going to be worked on to freshen some things up. So bear with us for these couple episodes here because we're trying to get in the groove of things, and I got to get my my setup all situated. So. Besides that, Z, episode 2 here, we'll kind of get right into it since we shared some laughs last episode. We're going to start off, Z, with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
We're going to start with Aaron. And that demonstration, Z, do you want to do that again?
Yeah, cusping.
Would you like to describe to the audience what is being cusped?
Yeah, I mean, and the entire franchise and fan base of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I mean,
you're right.
Hey, I'm not wrong. I mean, I'm not wrong. He's cusping just every ounce of nuts with that franchise.
Yeah, he is. Yes.
And literally the Steelers are on a leash like they're a dog, and they're getting walked by Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and it's honestly sad to see. It's sad to see for a franchise like that, because you would think a franchise that would do that would be, Jacksonville, Cleveland, but
we're going in that territory.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're sitting here talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're officially into OTAs, and they have no quarterback.
Yep.
And we got Mason Rudolph. Oh, we drafted Will Howard. Well, enjoy winning 4 games next year.
Well, see, there's fans that are excited for Mason Rudolph.
Well, and honestly, that's fine.
And this is my thing with it, is that even if people want to make the claim that like there's not much of a drop off between like Mason and Aaron, first of all, I don't agree with that. But second of all, the Steeler fans out there are like, oh, let's roll with Mason, give Mason a shot. How many shots does Mason need? I feel like Mason's going to be 37 years old, and there's still going to be fans out there that say, why don't we give him a shot? The guy had his shot in 2019.
He did?
The guy had his shot in 2022. The guy had a shot in 2023. And yes, was he a big part in helping the Steelers get to the playoffs and losing the first round? Yes. And then last year went to the Titans and he threw 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So is he a fine backup? Yeah. He's a fine backup quarterback in the NFL today.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why fans want to see him play. For what? To accomplish what? What are we accomplishing here? Because the Steelers aren't going to win 4 games.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen. They have too good of a team, too good of a head coach. It's not going to happen.
Yep.
I personally, from an Aaron perspective, at least Aaron's going to draw eyes. At least Aaron's going to draw interest. Sure, is Aaron? What is this?
So NFL rumors, obviously,
Is this just now?
I don't know how. NFL rumors has a lot of Twitter followers. I don't know how.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. NFL rumors. God, see, I used to follow this page. I'm following them for a reason.
And you can see right there, I'm not following them. All right.
So I'm surprised you're not subscribed and giving them cash.
It's the fact that you used to follow them
6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago. It just says Steelers players are reported frustration around Aaron Rodgers not being OTAs amid rumors of him being the starting quarterback for next season.
Well, here,
I don't think
actually here. Go ahead, Z. Give you can say what you want to say real quick. I don't want you to give your full thoughts on this yet because I kind of want to play what I want to play here. But go ahead and say what you need to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer to it now and approaching or not approaching. Well, yeah, approaching mandatory minicamp. I believe that would be next after OTAs. Yeah, next week.
Next week.
I do think at this point the direction for the Steelers to go is just to go with what you have, right? I mean, if you want to go with someone who's been there and knows the Steelers culture and program, you might as well go with Mason Rudolph. Or if you want to do the other route and say, oh, let's see what Will Howard gives us.
Listen, if hypothetically, Z, if they're going to do that, which I don't think they will, but if they are going to do that, I'd rather just throw Will Howard out week 1.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only problem to that is, it's a two-way problem. One, you're in a division with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. So
yeah, I've been hearing this last 5 years.
What does that mean?
I mean, like, I've been hearing it for the last 5 years where we're in a division with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, and we've played quarterback roulette, and we've still won 9-10 games.
Yeah, well, and if you're starting Mason Rudolph and Will Howard, if you're starting Will Howard, you're not winning 10 games.
Well,
I'll say that right now.
I know, I agree.
Okay. So
there's some fans that want that.
So the point I'm making is that it's the same with like the Raiders. Like, if they would have, it's like them would go and Geno Smith. I'm not hating on Geno Smith, but it's the fact that they're in division with Herbert and Mahomes. What is this?
I had to scroll up real quick because it's a video.
What the hell is that?
Hang on 1 second. All right, here we go.
Where will
Can we hear this? Why is he audio?
I don't know. Are you trying to play it?
Yeah, I'm trying to play it. I'm trying to see why the audio is not working.
Ever go to the Bears?
I don't know why the audio is not working.
I can hear it.
Can you hear it?
I think. Click play. Let me hear what happens.
Oh boy. Security, can we get her out of here?
Can you hear it?
Need some security.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Security, can you
Okay, I can't, but I'd like to hear it.
Well, you've probably heard it already, so just let us hear it.
All right.
Where will Aaron Rodgers ever go to the Bears?
Oh boy.
This was 2 weeks ago.
Security, can we get her out of here? I need some security. Security,
can you take it easy on her on this one?
No, but I believe there's a team that might play in Chicago this year. On a
What
road
team?
trip. I don't know. I'm not sure. Gotta check it out.
Are you speaking in code?
I love Chicago though, way more than they love me. It's been a great relationship, all one way.
Okay, here's the thing to that is that Aaron has started to become like. Here's the thing: Aaron's not just an athlete anymore. And what I mean by that is we know over time that Aaron's been kind of a weirdo off the field. Saying that he's like, saying he's immunized, during those god awful days.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was entertaining.
In the middle of a horrendous season with the Jets, he's on the Pat McAfee show once, twice a week. In the middle of the season. And like, so, like I'm not saying the guy's a bad guy. But like clearly him saying, oh, there's a team that plays in Chicago, whatever. Like, I feel like he's just doing that just for clicks. Because you could say the same with this. You can put that in the same category as him training with DK Metcalf in the offseason a couple months ago when DK was already traded to the Steelers. Yeah, they weren't they were training in California. They weren't over in the Steelers facility. But it was the fact that he was trading with DK after DK was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mhm.
So I don't know, dude.
Before I get your full thoughts on it, I believe Aaron will be here. He could be here next week. If he's not, honestly, I think Aaron's going to show up when he wants to show up. And the reason why is because, number one, Mike Tomlin wanted him. Number two, the Steelers know that he's their best option.
Oh, he is.
So they're not going to – they're going to let it ride. And Aaron has also come out and said that he has personal people to him that are sick right now. And that's been a part in terms of him taking his time and not rushing into things and starting to get occupied elsewhere. So I do want to be respectful of that. But Aaron's also done this in the past with the Packers toward his last year or two. If he's coming back, what's going on? Obviously with the Jets. God, so you remember like back in like you remember when on vacation, like right when the Jets started their OTAs?
What was it about?
No, like Aaron went on vacation.
Oh, right. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that really ticked me off. That really ticked me off.
Guy has all year and then does it now.
Yeah, had vacation all year, and now that the season's beginning and they got practice, he's going on vacation.
Yeah. Like Aaron, like honestly, Aaron's probably one of my all-time favorite quarterbacks watching because
of course
he not only was so great, but Z, I think that he has the best ball I've ever seen. I do.
Yeah.
I think from a throwing motion, throwing mechanics, his ball, everything. Like it's so beautiful. The little chin tuck. He has balls. I said ball. I know you're thinking of that cusp because you're so used to it in your life.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
You get a report for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna report for that one. But I do believe.
And let me ask you this.
Aaron will be here. Z 100%. Yes.
Let me ask you this. Approaching mini camp, training camp next month, preseason coming up in 2 months. Do you want? Answer this question right now. Do you want him to be the quarterback? If not, who do you want to be the quarterback?
Well, I have to be realistic about this.
You have to be realistic. You have to give an answer right now.
Yes, I want him to be the quarterback. Yes.
And the only reason why you say that is because of the fact. Here's the only reason why you say that. You wouldn't be saying that if the beloved players of TJ Watt and Cam Hayward and Minka Fitzpatrick, some of them in contract years, some of them in their mid to late 30s, some of them on the back nine of their careers. You wouldn't be saying that if that wasn't the case. If, let's say, TJ Watt was his mid 20s, even though he was still an all-pro, if Cam Hayward was a little bit younger, I don't think anybody would be saying Aaron Rodgers. I think I would just saying Aaron Rodgers because, yes, he obviously gives you the best chance to win. But at this point, the fact that the Steelers do not have a wide receiver too, that the fact that the Steelers number 2 tight end just torn his Achilles, the fact that the Steelers offensive line is still a young developing line, they have a rookie running back that they're going to have to develop. What is going to happen in this offense? You have the worst offense coordinator in the entire league. Like what is one benefit to this?
Why does
offense?
it seem like we have the worst one every year?
And no, Matt Canada.
Honestly,
Arthur.
see, I don't even think it's all their fault. I think Mike Tomlin has something to do with it.
Of course he does, Ed.
Yeah.
Now he's calling most of the shots.
Now, see, the guy that tore his ACLs doesn't hold any meaning. They just signed him this offseason.
Oh, I know he doesn't. I'm just providing multiple examples of why this offense is going to be a disaster.
Donald Parham has nothing to do with it. All right, so this offense, I don't know. I don't know. Like Jalen Warren's going to get a handful of snaps, which is fine. I think a lot of people like him. He's a great blocker. He can receive the ball. He's got a lot of burst. Caleb Johnson, I'm excited about and see what he can bring to the table. DK Metcalf, he's still a top 15 guy. But the thing is, yeah, the Pickens trade maybe throw some people off, sure, but they weren't going to extend him. Z, honestly, this is what the Steelers are doing. They're looking at the draft next year. They have 12 draft picks now for the draft next year. they're going to draft a quarterback in the first round next year.
They will. And
They
we're
will.
trying to be there.
And we're going to be there. But they have 12 draft picks now. And that's why some of these guys that left in free agency, they got draft capital for next year, trading George Pickens for a 3rd-round pick or whatever it was. And so they'll have some draft capital if they even have to move up. But even though they're looking at their draft next year for quarterback, they're still trying to make something out of this season and hopefully at least get something done in the playoffs. And that's why they're waiting on Rodgers, because he gives them the best opportunity to do that.
Well, at this point, and the season is, they're not winning a season.
Well, they're not. No.
They're not. They're not going to win a division. And they're not going to win a playoff game. So at this point, it's about, now Steelers have a loyal fan base. They always have. They always will. But one thing we haven't, what the Steelers fan base won't be able to understand is how could we cope with a potential losing season without calling for Mike Tomlin's head. So it's like how do we keep our fans engaged? How do we keep the players that have been here for so long engaged? We just traded for DK Metcalf, who was unhappy in Seattle. How do we keep him engaged other than just giving him a max contract? And that's why I think this whole Aaron Rodgers is just continuing to just be talked about. So I don't know. You've been saying for weeks, you've been almost even saying for years that I feel like every at least once a month, then you tell me, oh, he's coming next week.
For years.
I mean, it was on the heavy Aaron Rodgers train last year.
No, it wasn't last year. It was before he went to the Jets.
Okay, it was before he went to the Jets.
Yeah.
Right, because before he tore his Achilles, right.
Yeah. Which I was. I mean, why wouldn't I be? The guy's just coming off an MVP season.
Well, yeah.
And when the Jets traded for him, everybody's putting the Jets in top tier AFC contention and everything.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not disagreeing why you thought that.
But like, was Aaron my first choice offseason? No, I just wanted him to bring back Justin Fields.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I wanted to see.
Right. And we all know that's what they should have done.
Well, yeah, it is what they should have done. And honestly, I don't blame Justin Fields. There was probably a lack of trust there on his end. Lack of confidence. He probably felt more confident what the Jets were going to provide him with. But the Steelers put themselves in a situation. Do they have a good roster? Yeah, they do. I think I think maybe outside of their wide receiver 2 spot, I still think they have one of the better rosters in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
But their problem these last 5 years has been their quarterback, and that's why they're winning 9-10 games and they're losing in the first round, is because it's just their position is just not good enough, and they've been trying to win with veteran guys, and it's just not working. And I think when Aaron does come here, is it going to bring eyes? Yes. Is it going to bring interest? Yeah. Will it be a little entertaining? Yeah, it probably will. And honestly, I'm for that, especially with where the Steelers are at right now. Like, I'm for that. Like, I'm all for either maybe Aaron can have a little final year career renaissance, or you know what, if the Steelers finish a little under 500, then that's going to put them in a better spot than to take their quarterback in the draft. Sure. And then they can retool their team and try to, because this is the thing, the Steelers do not rebuild. They don't. They're not going to tear the team down. They're not going to do that. So probably realistically is they draft their quarterback next year, regardless how the season goes. And they're just going to build their team around that and try to compete in 2026 with a rookie quarterback. And hopefully that rookie quarterback has a strong rookie season. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to tear the team down. They're going to give TJ Watt his extension. They extended DK Metcalf. They're definitely going to bring another playmaker in. They've been linked to Jonnu Smith. They checked in on Chris Olave a few weeks ago. So they're definitely going to bring somebody in. 100% they are. George Pickens is just a freaking migraine at the end of the day, and they weren't going to pay the guy. So, see ya. Would I have actually liked to seen it? Pickens, Metcalf, and Aaron? Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
That would have been entertaining.
It would have been. I kind of wish I saw it.
I know. And I think Pickens will do well in Dallas because he's going to get some consistency with Dak. Yep. But I'm okay with Pickens being gone, Z. I just as long as they have a plan. And they still have time. They have a lot of draft picks. So they still have time. honestly, if Aaron comes here and let's say they get another playmaker on offense and then they kind of roll with what they got, I think they'll probably be around where they probably were last year primarily. They'll probably be a game or two above 500 and try to maybe get in the playoffs, and best case scenario is maybe try to win at least one playoff game.
Sure. And
then if that's the case, then you go in the draft again. And if you trade up, you got to trade up for a quarterback. If not, then okay, you're in a decent spot. So I'll never forget in 2020 when the Packers drafted Jordan Love. Z and I were watching this on TV. We were waiting, probably expecting them to pick a wide receiver, and so it's 2020. Aaron still has, at this point in time, Aaron still has some years left. Like, I don't really know like how much of an Aaron hater or Aaron guy you are, Z, but like when they drafted Jordan Love, when we're watching that, all I hear on the phone is like, F you, Aaron.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know why I lost my cool like that.
No, he did. He's like flipping off the TV on his side, I'm sure, and yelling "F you, Aaron" and everything. So, I don't really know what it is or like what it was that really teed Z off, but it was hilarious.
I think. Well, here's the deal. What do you think was worse, me doing that or me saying "F you, ref" during that Cardinals Seahawks game?
It's got to be the ref because the Cardinals are trying to win this damn game. This guy's taking his sweet ass time getting to the line. He's in the middle of play. I think I saw that video.
Yeah. It was like 20. It was 2020, and it was a game where the Seahawks and Cardinals finished 9-9 or 6-6 or whatever. Terrible game. But like the time was ticking, and the ref was just like standing there, and like the lines were set, and he wasn't moving, and the clock was rolling. Oh, I went off.
Z did go off. Yeah, he did. I saw that video. I'll have to find it.
Well,
but yeah, so Z, if Aaron, before we transition to the NBA, if Aaron does come here, are you just kind of going to expect the same of kind of what we've been getting the last handful of years here?
Yes.
So head above water and playoff loss if they make it.
Essentially. So if you're using that to stay relevant and not to piss anybody off in the locker room, then sure.
Yeah. Well,
so with that being,
but we'll see what happens.
With that being said, as we approach into training camp, I'm sure Anna will be talking about a lot of complete different states with how the Ravens are right now and how the Steelers are. But we're going to transition to news that surfaced today, and I couldn't be more pissed off. I couldn't be more pissed off.
I'll let you start.
So let's go ahead and just put it right here so the audience can see. So Shams tweeted, the Phoenix Suns are hiring Cleveland.
This guy. Freaking pencil head.
Suns are hiring Cavaliers assistant Jordan Ott as the franchise new head coach. Ott has been an NBA assistant since Ott has been assistant since 2012 and has a strong background of offensive and defensive creativity, player development, and communication.
Whatever that means. A strong background of offense and defensive creativity.
Right.
What is that supposed to mean in the NBA?
Yeah, I don't know. Does every
there
coach
is no defense there's no defense in the NBA anyway.
No. So the thing is that like does every coach not have that same mindset?
Yeah.
Does
but
every
is it
coach
like Budenholzer supposed to be an offensive mind?
Right. So, and let me start with this. Okay. I'm not going to come at this individual specifically now that he's the head coach of the Phoenix Suns. Jordan, I don't know anything about him. So I can't throw any I can't critique him. I can't say if he's not qualified to be a coach. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, but here's what pisses me off. And this has nothing to do with, well, actually it has everything to do with the Phoenix Suns, but mostly it has to do with just the NBA in general. And after this topic, our third topic of this video, which will be the last one, is going to be why the NBA is just simply a joke. And we've talked about this a million times on this channel. Yes, but this is season 2 version. By the way, NBA Finals tonight. I will be engaged in this one. The fact that's Thunder and Pacers. Thank God we're gonna have a new champion crowned. I've seen people on Twitter say this is awful for the league, and this is exactly why ratings are tanking, because you have fans like that put that stuff out there, and then people don't watch, even though you have good talent that's being displayed in the NBA Finals this year.
Yeah. You
Anyways,
have two teams that haven't been there in however long.
Yep.
And you have young talent there. No, we need Curry. We need LeBron. We need Kyrie. We need Clay. We need Giannis.
Yep.
Oh,
we need the Celtics repeat.
We need Joker.
And here's the problem with this hiring. Okay, number one is the fact that this is the fourth different coach in 4 years. That's number one.
It's a problem.
Yeah. All right. If you guys can't remember, Monty Williams fired. Next season, Frank Vogel fired. Next season, Coach Bud fired. Fourth year, Jordan Ott.
They gave Budenholzer a 5-year deal, Z.
Yeah, there's just no game plan.
Just think about that. Why not just give him a 1-year deal?
And I'm thinking about it.
Seriously, like, why not just give Budenholzer or whatever this coach is a 1-year deal?
Right. Didn't they do the same with Vogel?
Yeah, they gave Vogel a big contract. He didn't live out the contract. He was there, what, 2 years?
And honestly, I don't think they should have really fired Vogel.
I think Vogel's horrible. I think they should have just kept Williams.
Well, I agree with that too, but I'm saying like they
here.
Right. Like I agree with that too, but I'm saying like they didn't give Frank Vogel a fair chance because they brought in a horrendous roster, and what was he able to coach? It was the same with Coach Bud too. I mean, Coach Bud was awful because every player said how he was like Hitler, and
he was Hitler in freaking Nazi Germany.
It just like not letting any of his players speak.
God, this guy
yeah, and I mean bad. So the problem is there's no loyalty, there's no continuity, and there's no such thing as like what's an example in the NFL? I mean, there's so many young coaches that you can think of in the NFL, but who's like a young coach that somebody hired and then they give them to, okay, I can't remember his name, but like the coach on the Panthers, like he's like for an example,
Tampa Bay Buccaneers OC.
They had a horrendous season. If this was NBA, that guy would be canned the second the season ended.
Yeah, he would.
I mean, Tom Thibodeau just got fired. He took the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals
for the first time.
The problem is the NBA is too much of a revolving door. How do you expect players? And we know it's a players' league. And after this, I'll let you pitch in.
Yeah.
How do you expect players to trust their head coach, to listen to their head coach, because coaching's not a thing anymore?
Yep.
And the Nuggets found Michael Malone.
I know.
So I don't know. This is just why the NBA pisses me off, and I don't know why people agree with this stuff. Of like, if there's anybody out there that says this is a good hire, just based off him as an individual, I guess I'll agree with them because I know nothing. But if they're saying it's a good hire, like for the Suns franchise, you got to hold off on that because this is the fourth coach in 4 years.
Yeah, no, you can't sit here and say it's a good hire when the people saying that know nothing about the guy.
Yep.
It's because he was on the Cavs coaching staff. I mean, what does that mean? So the Suns are going to be going under probably quite a bit of roster reconstruction this offseason.
Yeah, and didn't they hire a new GM?
No, I think James Jones is still there.
No, they hired a new GM. Hold on, let me find
James Jones is gone?
He's still with the organization, but he's not the GM anymore.
Yeah,
the Suns have a new GM. I can't remember his name. Give me 1 second and I'll pull it up. Brian Gregory.
Was that some name from 2K?
Yeah, I don't know who this is. I remember they had like his press conference like a couple months ago, but I never listened to it because I'm not engaged with the Suns anymore. Brian Gregory was promoted to Suns general manager on Thursday as part of front office shakeup. The team also said James Jones will transition to the role of senior advisor.
Whatever that means.
let's see. That's James
Where's he
Jones.
from?
I don't know. I don't know if he was with the organization already.
Hmm.
The Phoenix Suns announced changes to its front office, has been named general manager. I don't know. It says Phoenix Suns promoted, so it sounds like he was already a part of the organization. Here he goes. Okay, Gregory joined the Suns in 2023. Was most recently the vice president of player programming. Had major role in the Suns selecting Ryan Dunn. Yeah. So essentially, what I remember seeing on Twitter is he was like a part of. He was like he agreed with Matt Ishbia of building this kind of roster of like Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant and Nurkic and all these guys and getting rid of draft picks and not developing talent. So everybody on Twitter was like, "Great, another dumbass Matt Ishbia leading the Phoenix Suns."
Right.
So the Suns team as a whole is just screwed for years to come. That's all I'm going to say about
Yeah.
it.
Well, they've set themselves back in a really poorly way. They really have. They traded draft capital for Bradley Beal. You didn't get anywhere with Kevin Durant. Now they need a center. They've had no point guard for 3-4 years now.
Yep.
So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the plan is other than I know that they're 100% going to trade Kevin Durant this offseason.
As it should.
As they should. But is Bradley Beal going to get moved? Are they going to be able to find a trade for that guy? What are they going to try to bring in to aid Devin Booker? Because you can't just trade Durant and Bradley Beal and then try and go get 2 more superstars to come in.
Right.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Go get your draft capital back. Go find a quality center and try to get this team on track where you had them 5 years ago.
Right. Well, yeah. So
dumpster fire.
Yeah, so the Suns,
do they even have a first round pick this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Quite frankly, okay. I don't watch the NBA Combine, because and that's a pretty good transition. That's a pretty good transition into our last topic of the day, and this could be another thing with the NBA that we're going to be fairly critical on. NBA Draft 2025 presented by State Farm. And let me just start off with this. I'm going to start off with this, and I'll let you answer. Is the NBA draft lottery rigged?
Yes, it is.
I'm just getting right to it.
Yes, it is. And this year isn't the first instance where we've seen it. If you want to look at all 14 teams in the draft lottery, the odds of seeing a team like Dallas or Cleveland when they took Kyrie, or there was one other team as well. I just lost who it was, but there were at least 3 instances over the last 10 years, or even maybe a little more than that, where there was a generational high-end prospect coming out, and a team that was not expected to win that lottery, and their odds were not great at all, ends up winning it.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people think that this one is rigged because it's like the NBA gave a promise to Dallas. All right, get Luka to LA.
Yep.
We'll give you the first pick.
Yep. So here's something I just saw. Is that the Mavs had a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 pick. So this is what we're going to be seeing Dallas next year. Now, yeah, Kyrie's coming off a torn Achilles. He might not be ready till maybe like the end of the season. But just it's so unbelievably rigged.
Yeah.
I've talked about some people like at my job about it, and they're all big NBA fans. Of course, they're like, no. I just want to like slap them.
They'll defend the NBA.
Yeah, I just want to like slap them and like have their like whatever like is going on in their brain, just for it to tweak something.
Yeah.
And to make them understand of like exactly how you put it.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Dallas, do us a favor. Give Luka to the Lakers because LeBron's gonna be gone soon, and we can't have the Lakers be irrelevant. So go give Luka to them. So when LeBron leaves, that's his team, and then we'll give you the number 1 pick.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, happened with the Cavs with the year LeBron left. Cavs were one of the best teams in the league when LeBron left.
Yeah.
Who do they end up getting? Kyrie Irving.
Yep. And also it freaking it saved this guy's freaking job. Freaking Nico.
This freaking moron.
Yeah.
Now,
Clearly
okay, so here's something. Would you trade the first overall pick for Giannis if you're Dallas? If the opportunity comes.
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say no.
No?
I would say no. And
I would consider it. I would consider it.
Well, here's the problem with that, and is you're somewhat falling again like into that like kind of trap where you have a guy like Giannis who, yes, is a superstar, top 5 talent in the world, but you have the top talent coming out of college this year, and you don't know what. Yes, you don't know what he's going to develop into, but also that's the part of drafting.
Yeah,
that's the part of I guess having the number 1 pick when. I don't want to say you had the worst season because you definitely didn't. And they made the playoffs. The playoffs.
yeah, they're a playoff team.
That's another joke, by the way.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Get rid of
in-season tournament. God, just
get rid
hang
of
me. just terrible. It's just terrible, man.
Yeah. So you had a team, and I don't get it. Like you had a team like the Pelicans who won like 15 games or whatever.
Wizards,
the Wizards, the Hornets, they all had miserable seasons. I don't get it. I don't get it. I
Jazz.
Yeah,
That was
the Jazz.
Yeah.
And somehow the team that traded for Anthony Davis has Kyrie Irving, has Klay Thompson. Free agency is coming up, so I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in another big name.
Yeah,
and then they get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
So
I know.
I'm gonna leave that conspiracy theory for you guys to think about.
Of course, you can't be able to deny it, but I just think when you're coming off a season where you make the playoffs, somewhat, whatever, trade Luka, and come the draft, you end up getting the first overall pick. It's exactly why people question that.
Yep.
So I guess to leave with this question, Z, do you think a draft lottery is good in sports?
Maybe for some specific sports, but
now the NHL used to have one.
Yeah, they did.
They don't anymore,
which is a good decision.
Right.
I think I take back my question on like which sports. I don't think there should be a lottery at all. You can't give me like one good benefit to having a lottery and what it does to other than
I think
like
the only thing I can say, Z, maybe you're going to say this, is that it's going to keep a team from tanking completely.
Well, yeah, that's not
there's
what I was
no
gonna say.
guarantee you're going to get a top pick.
Right. I can see where you're going with that. That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say like keeping fans engaged.
That too.
But
it's like if you're the Wizards or the Jazz or whatever, you guys were pretty bad. I mean, the Wizards just can't get on track at all. I mean, they haven't been able to since maybe 2007 or whatever year. Maybe they were an 8 seed, but the fact that they have they have the 6th pick in the draft, the 5th pick or something, 4th pick, whatever it is. They're somewhere in that part.
Yeah,
and didn't get the 1st pick. So these other teams didn't. So you have a team like Dallas who last year were in the finals.
Yep. Oh, it was last year. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They made the playoffs this year, according to 2020 NBA fans.
Yep.
And they won, 35, 36 games? So, yeah, you tell me that's number 1 pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't agree with it. Regardless, I'm looking forward to, the NBA finals two good young teams, and if you're not watching it because your big superstar names aren't in it, other than SGA, who's a free throw merchant, he is.
Free throw
He is.
merchant.
Yeah, he is. But I like watching this game. I like watching Tyrese Halliburton. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good to watch. It was like when the Suns and Bucks played in 2021. It felt good to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
it's a type of basketball that you actually like watching. It's physical. You know, it's not three ball city. You got what?
I said I just can't stand that.
No.
I hate how I don't like how big men in today's NBA shoot. I don't like the three and just how much of an impact it is in the game. You don't have the team oriented play that you had when we grew up. You didn't have the creating your own shots in terms of like the way like Kobe did, the way Garnett did, the way Dirk did. Like you don't have that stuff anymore.
Right.
You don't have that. You don't see pick and rolls anymore.
Right.
You don't see that crap.
Yeah.
You see screens and guys coming around screens and isolations and different crap like that. Like you just
pulling up from the logo.
pulling up from the logo. It's just
yeah. And then the announcers are egging it on. It just
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not good. It's not good. Honestly, the product's just that bad.
So if you guys agree with us on the lottery, let us know.
Like, dude, I'll see a freaking big man out of the three. Like I'm like Jokic. Okay, sure, Jokic can make threes, but like Jokic, like get your ass down there by the basket, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back somebody down. We popping up a J. My God, get down there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tired of it. Bringing the ball up the floor. It's horrible.
And
same thing. Get down there.
Yep.
Chet, get down there.
Yeah, Chet. I agree with you, but you know the
Nurkic shooting threes. Like, oh.
See, here's the thing: is that like Jokic and Giannis can get passes, I guess, just because they're champions, they're top talents in the world in the league. A guy like Nurkic, whose ass has no point in pulling up threes, dribbling the ball down the court. I would even say Embiid should be pulling up threes.
Yeah, same thing.
Zion, you know, Karl Anthony Towns.
He might be a guy the Suns get.
Yeah, I know. It's just a constant circus.
It is a circus. And it's
Just
never gonna.
Just a constant circus.
It's hard to see an end in sight. Like, can we just get to just naturally building a roster?
Yeah. So, anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. It's gonna wrap it up for Ed and I on episode 2, season 2. Aaron holding the Steelers by the gonads.
Yep. See, if whenever he does come, I will say I will be buying his jersey this season.
Yeah, I don't doubt you will.
I will, because same reason why I got Wilson's last year. I think it would just kind of be cool to have.
Yeah, we can make a whole video of jerseys you buy and end up being worthless.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'll just say Ed buys them from. I'm just gonna leave it there.
I buy them from Public Enemy, number one. So
let's just say where where the pandemic was caused.
Yes.
We'll just say that.
Yeah. Pretty much. And Z's seen them. I mean, Z has one. He has the Derrick Henry one.
I do. It's right there in my closet.
They're not that bad.
No,
sorry. I'm not paying $160. I'm not paying $200 for an iron. I'm not doing it.
Oh man. Well, we appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed our last 2 videos. And our backfield's going to be back, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week then.
Yep. Episode 3, everybody.
Toodaloo. Toodaloo.